from Louisiana's home team. This is Fox 8 Morning Edition at 7 a.m.
Our time now is 7:50. From rashes to sunburn, summertime can be a problem for your kids' skin. And dermatologist Dr. Mary Lupo joins us now with why skin problems happen and some potential solutions. And thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Shelley.
And usually in the summertime, it seems like if you have any kind of skin condition, it gets worse almost with the heat.
That is absolutely correct. Eczema tends to flare because of the heat, because heat makes things itch more. So we tell our patients, you must avoid hot showers, you must avoid being in excessive heat. And children, the danger with children is when they itch more, they will scratch more, and when you scratch more, you run the risk of secondary infection.
Because you have a break in the skin.
Exactly. So one of the things that we're recommending is, for example, in old days, there was a home remedy for children with eczema. It was bleach baths. Ooh. And you put a little tiny touch of bleach, and sodium hypochlorite, which is the active ingredient that works, is anti-inflammatory as well as antibacterial. And so that is aesthetically not a very pleasing thing to do, and everybody has that same face that you have.
It just sounds so harsh.
So they came up with a cleanser called Clean Cleanser that patients can get without a prescription online, and it mimics the benefits of the bleach bath. And you lather it up, and you let it sit for about 30 seconds, and then you rinse it off. And in recent studies that were published on poster at the American Academy of Dermatology showed the improvement that children had in the itching and in the inflammation of their eczema. And it's very nice to have an option as a parent that doesn't involve the use of cortisone. Because eczema is a chronic and relapsing skin condition, much the same way that asthma is. You want to try to control it, and then you want to try to improve it without the use of cortisone whenever possible.
And so this product that you've mentioned, we can only find it online? Is that right?
To my knowledge, it's available through physicians and online. So if you don't even have a physician, you could get it online.
This is it right here. So it's called CLn BodyWash, but it's CLn.
CLn BodyWash.
And you were saying even, when we're out in the heat, obviously it causes you to flare up, and then when we're sweating too, how does that affect different skin conditions?
Well, the sweating seems to exacerbate acne. And a lot of kids this time of year start with their football practices. And it's a terrible combination of the football pads, which you not only have the sweat, but the sweat can't evaporate off the surface, so it can further occlude the pores. And either cause the acne to worsen or cause a separate condition called folliculitis, which is really triggered by friction and bacteria and inflammation. So we see, for example, folliculitis and or acne a lot where the chin strap is rubbing, shoulder pad areas, the back area. So we tell people, and then the really horrible thing is a lot of these things aren't necessarily cleaned well between practices, and maybe even horribly worse is they're used amongst different people. So you might want to use something to disinfect it so you don't get anything that's contagious from someone else who's been using that equipment. We see an awful lot of problems, for example, with wrestlers. Because wrestlers are on that mat, skin-to-skin contact. We see a lot of problems with warts, with molluscum contagiosum, which is a highly contagious virus that can spread very rapidly over the body. And then, of course, the dreaded thing is staph infections. So using things like this, and even the Clean Cleanser has some anti-staph benefit. So you really want to be very proactive. And just as we emphasize sun protection to prevent a sunburn that would then cause you to potentially scratch because they itch and then you get an infection, use a sunscreen. Wear a hat. It's these basic things. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
All right, I like that. And so just make sure if your kid's coming home from practice or summer camp, clean all of that stuff before they put it back on again. Some great tips from Dr. Mary Lupo, a local dermatologist. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.